Russia retaliated. Missiles were fired at the exact spot where dozens of foreign experts gathered in Ukraine, catastrophic casualties. In addition, Mr. Putin warned that Russia would use all available means of destruction if Ukraine was provided with nuclear weapons. The Russian Ministry of Defense announced a retaliatory attack on Ukraine. On November 28, the Russian Ministry of Defense announced that the Russian army attacked the headquarters of the General Intelligence Directorate of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, GER, in Kharkiv. On November 25, after a missile attack by the Russian military on the headquarters of GER Kraken in Kharkiv city, up to 40 foreign experts, mostly from the US, were killed, report of the Russian Ministry of Defense stated. According to the Russian Ministry of Defense, this is part of the Russian military's attacks this week in response to Kiev firing Western long-range missiles into Russian territory. In response to Kiev's attacks deep into Russian territory, the Russian armed forces conducted a series of raids this week targeting locations where Western-supplied long-range weapons systems were located. Issued to Kiev is being deployed, stated the Russian Ministry of Defense. Details of other attacks are as follows. On November 25, Iskander missiles attacked Odessa, eliminating from combat 72 soldiers attached to Ukrainian maritime drone operators, including 9 French instructors and technical experts. On November 25, Iskander missiles destroyed 5 ATACMS launchers, 2 multiple launch systems, MLRS, 3 HIMARS systems, and eliminated from combat 30 Ukrainian soldiers from combat groups in charge of the systems. This launch is in the Sumy region, bordering Russia. On November 25 and 26, Iskander destroyed 2 launch pads with Ukrainian Grom-2 experimental ballistic missiles, and 1 launch pad of the Neptune anti-ship missile system in the Odessa region. On November 28, Russia launched a combined attack against Ukraine's defense industrial structure and the energy infrastructure supporting these locations. Mr. Putin warned if Ukraine was provided with nuclear weapons, also mentioning Russia's retaliatory attacks in his speech at the Collective Security Treaty Organization, CSTO, summit on the evening of November 28. Russian President Vladimir Putin said that in just the past 2 days, Russia launched 100 missiles of all types and 466 unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, against targets in Ukraine. He mentioned the Kalibr, Kinzhal, and Zircon missile systems being used by Russia and said, coincidentally, these same weapon systems have been deployed in the past 2 days in response to repeated attacks. ATACMS procedures into Russian territory. In total, there are 100 missiles of the types I just mentioned and 466 attack UAVs. Tonight, November 28, we also carried out a comprehensive attack using similar missiles and 100 UAVs. 17 targets in Ukraine were attacked. These are defense industrial facilities, military facilities and support systems for them. When mentioning Iskander, Mr. Putin said that the Russian missile system is equivalent to all 3 versions of the US ATACMS, but has a longer range. The Russian leader also warned that the Ministry of Defense and the Russian General Staff are continuing to select targets. Russia can use its new Orishnik hypersonic missile to attack decision-making centers in the capital Kiev, Mr. Putin noted. I repeat once again, these raids were conducted by us in response to continuous attacks by ATACMS on Russian territory. As I have said many times, there will always be a reaction from our side, the Russian president emphasized. Also in his speech, Mr. Putin warned that the West providing even the most modern weapons to Ukraine will not change the battlefield situation. However, Western countries allowing Kiev to attack Russian territory with long-range missiles means they are directly involved in the conflict. The Russian leader specifically noted that if Ukraine is provided with nuclear weapons, Russia will use all available means of destruction to prevent it. In that case, I want to note that we will use all available Russian means of destruction. Everything. We will not allow that to happen, Mr. Putin declared. Previously, the New York Times, USA, said that some Western officials are suggesting that US President Joe Biden provide nuclear weapons to Ukraine before he leaves office. If any side transfers it to Ukraine, it means they have violated all the nuclear non-proliferation commitments they themselves made, Mr. Putin said. The Russian leader further mentioned that Ukraine is almost unable to produce nuclear weapons, but can still create a dirty bomb, a conventional bomb impregnated with radioactive material to disperse contaminants. Infected. Thank you for watching Kwok Bin News TV channel. Please follow, like and subscribe to the channel to receive the latest information.